It started off, I was just taking a break because I was a little overwhelmed just by people recognizing me. I'm a very, very, very reserved person. I'm very private. I'm very in my shell, and I don't want people looking at me or idolizing me or put me on some pedestal because no, I don't want it, and I know once you put yourself on YouTube or any social media platform, you can't really pull back or, not expect people to recognize you, you know what I mean, or to fall in love with your personality, I don't know, I guess it kind of freaked me out when somebody recognized me and was just like jumping and screaming to meet me. And so, I was a little uncomfortable. I was just like, wow, like somebody is thinking like this about me. But, it made me go into a hole. I don't know, like Life with MC and Mercedes, like I'm pretty much the same, but I'm different. I needed that break. That was the initial reason why I took a break. And then it turned into somebody else recognizing me, and then people freaking staring at me, or, just being weird. Like if you see me, just speak to me. I would rather you speak to me than just be staring, because I'm a very attentive person, and I will be quick to react if you spook. Like if it seems like you're being weird, to me, it's gonna freak me out, and I don't know how I'm gonna respond. My natural instincts are to protect myself and my children, my family, you know what I mean? So it was just kind of freaking me out a little bit. So I had just needed to fall back because I don't want to get the big head. I want to stay grounded, and I know a lot of people I was talking to was like, nah, man, it's the time that you turn up. This is not the time for you to shut down. But that ain't my personality. I didn't get on YouTube to be having a popularity contest or be the coolest person or be miss whatever that, like, it's just not me. I get on here because I want to help people, and if I feel like I need to take a break because of whatever reason, I'm going to do that. So anyways, that was my initial reason for taking a break, and then once I got over that hurdle, we ended up going to Destin, Florida. We stayed there for a weekend. Next thing you know, we come back. My husband just started with a fever and sweats and chills. We're thinking, allergies or something like that. But then it eventually the whole house was feeling very down, and we just like, I just don't got no energy. Like nobody had energy. And so we were just laying around. It just kind of felt familiar, like December 2020 or no, 2019, I want to believe. I think it was 2019 or maybe 2018, where we first felt that feeling. And that's when we found out we had COVID. So we had to fight that shit for 2 weeks, because I had literally made a post like, guys, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a giveaway video Sunday. Next thing you know, a few days later, we find out we got COVID. I ain't did nothing, and then it's going on 2 months. And then on top of that, we're trying to have to figure out where to move to, because it started raining in our apartment, in the kids' room. I mean, literally raining in the room. Wow. In my kids' room. Move, Ace. Move. Look at this. It's a big lump, right? Like this literally is about to fall through. And we were having all types of trouble with management, trying to get someone to come out and fix it. They were giving us the runaround. And it wasn't until we called like regional managers, like we had to get in touch with some higher up people, because there's no property or office worker on site, that we could have went to. Like it was just bad. It was so much stuff going on that I didn't have time to film. So we're sick. We're trying to find somewhere else to live. And in a short amount of time, every time we saw a house, the moment we go look at it, the for rent sign was gone. You know what I mean? And like people were just snatching up these houses left and right. We couldn't find a 3-bedroom. We didn't want to move into another 2-bedroom apartment because we were already so smushed on top of each other. We needed space, and I don't know, we were just riding through the nice area in Alabama, and we looked up and found the spot. Like you literally got to be looking, because this is not even like out there being advertised, like for real. But yeah, man, so I'm back, y'all. And I miss y'all too. I know I've been getting a lot of people hit me up like, are you coming back? Like, yeah, I'm coming back. But we just been having a lot going on. It's been a lot. Thank you so much for just your support. And thank you so much for being patient with me. I really, really, really appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to have a life after bankruptcy Q&A. Okay, really quick, just a few questions. Because I asked y'all before I ended up taking this long YouTube break, what video do y'all want to see? And a lot of y'all were interested in life after bankruptcy. So I'm just going to answer a few questions, and then at some point I'm going to show you what, life after bankruptcy looks like. But until then, we're going to do a Q&A. Okay, do you regret filing bankruptcy? Yes. I filed bankruptcy to keep my car from getting repossessed. That was my way of transportation, like my only transportation to get to and from work. But outside of that vehicle, the only other thing I had as far as like on my credit was student loans. I hadn't had any type of, credit established outside of that, So I just feel like it was just a waste. Like, I feel like I would have been better off letting the car go and buying a cash car. What was the process of filing bankruptcy like? I will say it was a little embarrassing. The process itself was as simple as finding a bankruptcy lawyer in your area, telling them that you're interested in filing bankruptcy. They then go over, the reason why you want to file bankruptcy. They look at your income to determine which bankruptcy is more suitable for you, whether it's 7 or 13. What are you looking for? What's your desired outcome? Like, why are you filing bankruptcy? I needed to keep my car, so Chapter 7 was out the window for me, because I believe I would have had to give up my car if I filed a 7. So I ended up filing Chapter 13. And I mean, once the attorney fee was paid, it was like $200 and something. The attorney pretty much handled everything else. I only had to go to court once, and that was to answer a whole bunch of questions in front of a room full of people, which was very embarrassing. But I will say the immediate relief you get once that stay is in place, meaning that no creditors can contact you, no repossessions can take place, no collection agencies can be hounding you anymore. That was a great feeling, because I explained in my bankruptcy video that I really was just depressed. I was just in a bad space. It was just like one thing after the other happening back then. So that immediate relief I felt it just felt great. I could park my car outside again. It wasn't in the garage anymore. I was able to sleep through the night, but I didn't tell a soul that I filed bankruptcy because it was just so embarrassing. But now I don't give two shits what people think, I don't care, because I know that like my story will inspire people, But ultimately the process of filing bankruptcy was very easy. It was just embarrassing to me, at least. How did filing bankruptcy affect you? Denials, not being able to get an apartment or renting a home, like immediately after or while I was in bankruptcy. Higher interest rates on things, establishing credit was harder. Trying to get a credit card was hard. Finding a decent job. Like, I'm a numbers person. I love numbers. So financing, accounting jobs, bank jobs were out the window, because who wants to hire someone who just filed bankruptcy? I can't trust you around my money. You know what I mean? So that was rough. Were you able to get another credit card? Eventually I was. I started off with a secured card from Capital One, and then I did get like some of those predatory loans or credit cards, that people with bad credit tend to get. I ain't gonna name drop companies because I don't want to mess up possibly working with them in the future or something like that. But there were some cards that I were able to get unsecured eventually, but the interest rate was dumb high. Like, it was stupid high. Like, it was high as hell. Will I be able to get a car? Yeah, your interest rate may be high, but you will be able to get a car. Is it possible to live a good life after bankruptcy? Yeah. I mean, I feel like the situation varies for everybody, but it is possible to live a good life. How much debt should one be in before filing bankruptcy? I don't necessarily think there's a certain amount of debt that you should be in. I just feel like it varies, whether you're getting garnished, whether your car's up for repossession, whether you're about to lose your house, you're getting evicted, things happen, life happens. So it's not necessarily always about the amount of debt you're in, but sometimes it's about the situation, maybe a loss of job or something like that, happens. So it just varies. But so for me, there's no set number. Let's see. Do you recommend Chapter 7 or Chapter 13? I don't recommend either, but if I had to choose, I probably would go back and do a 7 just to wipe out everything, but I don't recommend either or, honestly, but if I had to choose, it would be a Chapter 7. Is it possible to remove a bankruptcy? Yes. I was able to remove one of my bankruptcies. I filed twice, but it took damn near 10 months, which is almost damn near a year, to do so. And it's really getting that bankruptcy removed from that third party that really will make it, I ain't gonna say easier, but it's harder for a credit bureau to keep reporting this bankruptcy when the furnisher is not even reporting it anymore. So it's really all about focusing on getting that bankruptcy removed from the third party company, which very well may be in your situation. LexisNexis, I know I'm just so tongue-tied. LexisNexis, which is the one who houses the information and is the one that's providing this validation that you, or proof that you filed bankruptcy, is LexisNexis. So you should focus on getting your bankruptcy removed from there. Do you recommend filing bankruptcy to get a fresh start? No, I don't recommend bankruptcy. I don't. I mean, unless things happen, so, but I can't tell you, you know what I mean? That's not my forte. That's not my lane to be in. I stay in my lane. I filed before and I regret filing, so I'm not going to tell you to file. I regret it. But I mean, I've had family members use bankruptcy to get a fresh start, and their lives are so much better. Their credit scores are in the 700s, now. It's possible to completely start fresh, but that bankruptcy sits on your credit for so long, if you're not actively trying to get it removed. You know what I mean? It's tough. When can I dispute a bankruptcy? You can dispute it when you're no longer in bankruptcy, like if the bankruptcy's been discharged or dismissed. How do you rebuild your credit after bankruptcy? So for me, self-lender, I use Kickoff. Kickoff reports to all 3 bureaus. Self reports to all 3 bureaus. What else? I wrote it down. I got 2 secured cards. I have 1 unsecured card. I got a credit builder loan, and I'm also using my jeweler's club, which it's like I want to recommend them, but I don't know what they got going on right now. Like, they're reporting on my Experian. They were on all 3 at one point, and then it dropped off my Equifax, and then it dropped off my TransUnion. I don't know that if it's on my TransUnion now, but I know it is still reporting to Experian. And having that $5,000 credit limit, it's making my overall utilization stay low, within a 2 to 10% range. So that's been greatly impacting and helping my credit score, having that utilization being so low. So I highly recommend getting, my jeweler's club if they report to all 3, if they do that. But for me right now, is that self-lender, getting a secured card, unsecured card, credit builder loan, which would be like yourself. Those are helping me out big time. It's helping me out. I have everything on auto pay because I'm not forgetting. And the only thing I put on my secured credit card, the one that has a $200 limit, is my Netflix. I got the cheapest Netflix, $8.99. So that reports, I pay, and that's it. So that $8 out of $200, that looks great because that utilization is so low. How and when can I dispute a bankruptcy? I feel like how and when. Well, how you dispute a bankruptcy, I feel like I said already, but you should focus on attacking the third party. You should find out who the bureaus are validating your bankruptcy through. Like, how did they even find out that you filed bankruptcy? Because it cannot be through the court. You can even ask the court, and they will tell you that they don't communicate with the bureaus. They don't validate nor furnish any public record information to the credit bureaus. So this has to be coming from a third party source. And 9 times out of 10, it's LexisNexis. And of course, it says on our credit reports, it will say that this information was provided by LexisNexis, but you can always get it in writing. It's on your credit report. So you should focus on getting that information removed from LexisNexis. You should send them a method of validation letter first. How did you verify this information? As soon as they say the court, you should already have a letter from the court stating that they don't verify any information with third parties. So then you send them that letter and be like, there's no way that you validate this information with the court. Delete this from my consumer file immediately and send me proof. And once they delete from LexisNexis, now that you have proof, that the bankruptcy has been deleted from LexisNexis, you need to forward that information to each bureau, especially after they've told you in writing that they validate your bankruptcy through LexisNexis. There's no way that you validate this information from LexisNexis when they didn't even validate it from an accurate source. Delete this. You know, and that's how I got one of my bankruptcies removed. I tried to remove my bankruptcy and it didn't work. Any tips? I mean, there's really no shortcuts when it comes to removing anything from your credit profile, especially public records. The more recent, the harder it is. I'm not going to say that even if it's old, it makes it easier to get it removed, but it's all about patience and sticking with it. Your being consistent is the thing that is going to get you the results. Take breaks, don't quit. It's what I tell people in my group. Take breaks, don't quit. You know, because the moment you quit, I mean, that's it. You're either going to be like your credit specialist didn't do nothing, or you're going to feel like, man, I'm just stuck with bad credit. You know, but at the end of the day, it's only hurting you, because you're going to eventually want to utilize your credit. Like, people don't understand the power in having good credit. You know, and I feel like it because it's not taught. It's not taught in school. It's not taught in certain households. You know what I mean? Like, for certain people, they do grow up hearing those type of conversations and they actually see it. But for a lot of people, you don't grow up having those conversations. You know what I mean? You don't know anything about credit until you go and try and establish your credit and find out that you've been getting ran up since you came out the womb. Like, your credit is just like, I don't want to start rambling. You know, so my next video, I'm definitely going to give y'all the scoop on how to create a successful YouTube channel, what those checks look like. We'll dive into that if that's something that y'all are interested in, or, you know, we can keep it credit or whatever. But let me go edit this long ass video and get it uploaded. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for all the support. Like, I really, really am. I'm truly grateful for the support. Like, it's crazy because I am so reserved, but I really appreciate it. I really, really do. I really do. Like, I mean that. Like, oh, y'all, please be watching out for these fake ass Life with MC pages. Like, I try my best to report them as I see them, but there are people, like, when I respond to you, there will be a gray bubble, I believe, over my name that says Life with MC. When I respond to you, I would never solicit, you know, or give you an email address to contact, let alone a phone number. I will never do that in the comments. So please don't fall victim to none of this schemery or scammery that's going on. That is not my way. All right, my kids upstairs acting a donkey. So I'm finna go wrap this video up. I love you guys so much. Y'all follow me on Instagram at MCZ. Follow the credit page at Achieving Credit Excellence LLC. That's all I got.